Hello everybody! So up next in our looks we have the Wet n Wild Snow Sprite look, which is traditional Christmas greens with a punch of blue. So I hope that you enjoy the tutorial. If you think this eye is too heavy or too dark for you, then I would totally recommend going for any of my other looks in this series. You could change up the colors, or you could do all of the looks in this series with only one quad, because I'm going to switch them all up. So mix and match, and I hope you have fun playing with your Wet n Wild Coloricon palettes. Enjoy the tutorial. To get started, I've already neutralized my eyelid with Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. Now I'm going to take NYX Jumbo Pencil in Black Bean, and we are going to stay extremely close to the lash line and concentrate this color on the lid. I'm going to avoid the completely inner tear duct because I don't want to black that out and make the eye disappear. So I've got that black bean on the lid. We're just going to pat it up a little bit and just sort of blend it out a little. For the lid, we're going to take this dark green color. It looks kind of like Deep Truth or Contrast by MAC right here. I'm going to take the e.l.f. flat shader brush, and I'm just going to pat that on the lid. This is a pretty pigmented color, even without that black base. I just really wanted something for the really deep shadow to grab. I'm just going to continue patting it onto the lid. And then using the tips of the brush, going to blend downward back onto the lid, because naturally you'd want to blend it into the crease because that's just where the eyeshadow kind of wants to fling. I don't want it to go there. I'm just going to pull it back downward. So now I'm going to take MAC's Kid and Wedge. Kid is sort of a pinky brown, and then Wedge is definitely just a nice matte brown to have. It kind of looks like the same exact brown that you can get in the Wet n Wild Vanity palette, which is a staple Wet n Wild palette. And I'm just going to go ahead and contour my crease for depth. All the colors inside these Christmassy palettes are so packed with shimmer. Not in a bad way, not where it's going to fall out onto your face, but they are packed with shimmer. So I'm going with some helping colors and sort of helping it along so that we don't have an eye that looks not well done. Now I'm going to take MAC's Bottle Green. Looks like this matte green color. You can get a matte green color anywhere. And it's just a dark, very dark matte green. And we're going to get that into the outer corner right above the Deep Truth / Contrast dupe. And we're just going to stay low. Part of it's going to go on top of Kid and Wedge, and part of it is going to go on to that navy color. Just like that. Now I'm going to take the flat brush again by e.l.f. and then I'm going to take this Wet n Wild dark green color, and we are going to get that on to the brush, and we're going to pat that dark green color into the center of the eyelid. And as you can see, when I pat this on, it definitely shows up, so it's not that I think that the palette can't stand up on its own for a look. It's definitely the same quality as the other Wet n Wild Coloricon palettes. It's just that they're so shimmery, so I'm trying to create a little bit of dimension with the helping colors. Okay, just so you don't have those glamour disco ball eyes where all the glitter looks like it's going to fall out on you. Now I'm going to take this lime eyeshadow right here, It is a little bit mintier than Sweet and Punchy, which is like my go-to sort of citrusy green. But it'll definitely be beautiful for this look. So this is a more minty version of Sweet and Punchy. If it were a MAC color, it would be called Refreshing Lime. Just kidding. And we'll get that into the inner crease for some punch of shimmer and color. And as you can see, there's definitely some minty greens that don't even have this intensity. So now I'm going to take this sort of mid-tone blue. I'm just kind of going back over it with that 222. And I'm just going to get that into the very inner crease, not exactly the tear duct. I'm just going to pull that up. So I've placed NYX Jumbo Pencil in the inner tear duct in Milk, and I've applied Buxom's Insider Eyeliner in Onyx into the water lines. Now I'm going to go back in with this, and I am going to take the palest blue in here. I am going to get that on top of NYX Milk Jumbo Pencil. So we have a really cool, beautiful iridescence. So it's going to go blue, mid-tone blue, green, and then bottle green. So you have all that really cool transitional stuff. I'm going to take a little bit more Buxom Insider Eyeliner. And we're just going to go underneath the lower lash line. So you can see we have a very dark, smoky eye. It's smoldering. And now I am going to take the tips of my e.l.f. brush. I'm going to get into this dark, dark green for a little pop of contrast. So you have the dark green and the blue lid. So it's really cool, just a really pretty green, minty, smoldering look. Feel free to go back in and clean up under the eye area if it goes too far for you. And I'm just going to take this really minty green, and we're just going to go ahead and brush some of that underneath the eye. So you have the light blue and the light green, the highlight colors directly underneath the eye, and it's going to help bring forth the eye since it's so dark. So now I'm going to take Revlon's Matte eyeshadow in Vintage Lace, and we're going to do the highlighted color, and this is just going to help tie everything together. And I don't want a shimmering brow bone because we already have all those beautiful light bright greens everywhere. And now I'm just going to do my mascara, my face, my eyebrows, and we'll come back for the fun parts of the tutorial. So for cheeks, I am going to take MAC's My Highland Honey, beautiful orangey color, and I'm going to get that on my 187. It's going to create sort of a beautiful tropical glow against the Snow Sprite green eyes. And just buff that onto the cheek. Now I'm going to take Viva Glam Cyndi. This is one beautiful Viva Glam. I'm going to lightly put it on because the eye look is so dramatic. And now I'm going to top it off with a little bit of Viva Glam Cyndi lip gloss. I'm going to concentrate on the center of the pout for a beautiful plumping effect, and that completes the look. So happy holidays, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.